that list? Goods? The bill of services?
I do. Sorry to the folks watching live. I forgot to turn the music. So the music was on. I just forgot to send it to stream. So you heard nothing. Lyra, it's 15 gold pieces will get you the following: 4 jars of honey, including 2 specialty honeys, 4 ounces of saffron, 1 pound of flour, and then 10 uses of spices to be included in any of your meals. So basically like 10 days worth of stuff. Wow. Just listen, before you colored it in, his eyes freak me out, but now they freak me out twice as much. It's those dark circles really make him seem super evil now. Also, why is he doing the Obama glasses push? Why is he pushing that with his middle finger? Yeah, no, but it's the middle finger.
No, there's 2 fingers there.
Yeah, there's 2 fingers.
Okay. I primarily see the middle finger, but all right.
Yeah, the one because he erased something is missing part of the finger.
Oh, that'll be it. See, I'm not looking at it on full screen. I'm watching it on OBS, so it's been shrunk down to like
on the full screen you can see both.
Yeah, I see it now. The second finger's there. It just that makes it pop, Connor. That makes it pop. All right, it doesn't look like he's flipping everyone off constantly now.
I mean, he could. The book would probably be flipping people off more.
Listen. We'll talk about the familiar, but I definitely had an idea what I wanted to do with this book. I wanted the book to just be like this just rebellious, rude teenager that just came into existence and is asking questions about itself, and now that it's arrived on the island, it's gained like deeper awareness.
I love it. Like, I'm having a kick with that. Like, totally down.
Cotton, what do you got?
Can I restock on my fungus, dried fruit, beans, and rice as well?
Yes.
Sweet.
How many uses of that are you looking to pick up?
Well, they each... I don't know. I had a pound before.
Yeah,
each.
I'd say like a pound of each now would cost something like 5 silver pieces.
Do they have any other non-perishable travel foods that I could cook with?
Not really. I mean...
All right.
Lots of the somewhat poisonous fungus that is it's only on this island, Toldorian fungus. It's marked as being slightly poisonous. It will give you a stomach ache if you eat one accidentally. Could kill you if you eat a lot.
Does time happen in a bag of holding? Or is it a good way to keep perishables?
That is an excellent question. I believe that time does pass in a bag of holding. Okay. What you're looking for is called a bag of colding. I'm not joking. Critical Role made that an item.
Oh, I thought that was a joke.
Nope.
No, they did.
Bag of colding, yes.
Okay.
From the Slayer's Take arc. This item it resembles a bag of holding, but is cool to the touch and emits cold air. It holds 100 pounds of items, but perishables do not degrade within the bag.
Ooh, that'd be nice. I'd like to take eggs.
Well, if you want it, Gizmo is going to have to invent it.
That's fair.
Which is fine, because he has a workshop where he invents things.
That's
He's never stepped foot in it before, and he still owes... the entire cost of the workshop besides the down payment. But he's got like 83 more days to pay it.
But this is a good time to remind everyone that if you give me a request, Gizmo can get to work and starting to fabricate items. So Lyra, cool. if that's your choice, this bag.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about it.
So when we come back to the Wizard's Tower, Melf has finished narrating the opening paragraph of the document. And let me tell you something, it's more than 5 lines, right? We're talking like a 20 sentence with several run-ons.
Yep.
But at the end of it, he snatches it from you and he's like, perfect, I'll write the rest of it. All right, so look, you guys looking to buy anything beyond spell components? I got some magical items here. I hear you're a fan of the Javelins of Lightning. I got some of that. Potion of Water Breathing. Heward's Handy Haversack. Can't go wrong with that. I keep a lot of my pipeweed in it.
All those sound great. What are the prices? I'm not quite sure. I personally have enough for it. But
I mean, look, you can't walk in. If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
probably. But I can ask my fellow teammates, the party members. So for that backpack that you mentioned, what's the price for
Heward
that?
Tanny Haversack. Well, you know, this is a pretty rare recipe. Heward himself made this particular one. He gets all of the naming rights, you know, all that kind of deal. Trying to find my... That's harvesting. That's a recipe for risotto. I don't know why that's in my GM notes.
Oh, secret's out. Cat's out of the bag. That's what I was after.
I think you mean out of the haversack.
No, I wish I thought of that.
I'm about to put that cat back in a haversack. Here are my notes for the cost of magical items.
Is that an uncommon?
Yeah, so I have a list of how much
500?
each one costs.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. All right. Value by rarity on average. You want to know about Heward's haversack?
Yeah.
The price he has listed is 2,500 gold or better offer. Or or best offer.
Certainly don't have enough for that.
So
No.
he leans against the glass display case and gestures to the price tag and says, "Huh? What do you think? You can fit so many items in this bad boy." He opens the case and he slaps the haversack. He goes, "Yeah, each one of these side pouches, 20 pounds of material. Big pouch, 80 pounds of material." Now, look, you might be thinking to yourself, Melf, the Magnificent, why would I get a haversack when I could get a bag of holding? But bag of holding, you withdraw items in the same order you put them in. Heward's handy haversack, the item that you want always comes to the top.
That is convenient.
It is convenient, and there is a premium tag for that convenience. But you have to ask yourself, when you are being murdered by a demon, do you want holy water or do you want your socks?
That's a great.
What are you keeping at the top? You know, you're going to put your camping gear, your cooking gear. That's the stuff you're constantly going to be pulling in and out of a bag of holding. A handy haversack, it's for that premium adventure experience. Not just anyone buys a haversack like this. Only discerning gentlemen and ladies of refined taste and incredible ability.
Hey, Melf, it's fantastic, but I'm pretty sure it's out of our range right now. But after we go out into the wild, maybe we'll come back and
Why does Terrel now look like he's starring in Michael Jackson's Thriller music video?
I don't know.
Man of
I haven't
mystery.
seen that video.
Nor have I.
What? Oh my God, Connor.
Not again.
Wow. All right, well, after Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, you need to set aside 8 minutes of your life.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right, so Malva's just like, well, you know, the thing about adventuring is all you have to do is go outside and kill someone and take their stuff and hope that there isn't a sheriff. So, since there's no sheriff on this island, good luck.
Off we go. Thank you, Melf.
Thank you.
As you leave, he closes the door. The door disappears on the outside. You could still hear him inside coughing as he takes a huge puff of his pipe. You all meet up with Ashe and Lyra somewhere near the center of town. And it's not very big, so you quite easily find each other. Everything smells of lavender for some unusual reason. Lavender in the ocean.
Wow. Well, what is that?
What did you discover? Anything about the parchment that was made from the monument?
Yeah, it appears that the document you guys found, it's not really written in Infernal. It's written in some sort of, it could either be a code or some sort of language derived from Infernal. So we wrote down because it's not, it doesn't make any sense. There's more like syllables, so I wrote them down so that we can, it's a clue to something. I'm just not sure what.
Yeah, we have a phonetic translation.
Yeah.
Seems like that place could be worth checking out then again.
Yeah, worst case scenario, I could transcribe the stuff on the monument and we could take it back and see if there's anything different.
I think the new guy should say the phonetics at the monument.
Oh.
Wow.
Gizmo, that sounds like a horrible idea.
Before we go, though,
Not
there
over
might
that.
be some problems cropping up here. We have to sort of check out, make sure that maybe some kind of strange cult isn't forming.
Oh,
Lyra, right? Is that correct?
Yes,
That's what
I
you'd
look
like to
forward to
do?
get that handled as
Yeah.
soon as possible.
there's
Yes.
a cult forming?
Well, we don't know. Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah. I wanted to ask that kid where his father or his uncle was worshiping and see if we could take a look at what he's doing.
Okay.
And let's go find him then.
All right. Yeah. So let's go back to the shop.
All right, you re-entered the shop a second time with more people, and Uncle Hammond plus a number of the shoppers look at you strangely, like, why would you come back here?
We're looking for your nephew.
Looking for Bolt.
Okay, he says, all right, I suppose he's been very helpful to you, Miss Lyra. Just asking you to not break his heart too much. I understand he's taking a fancy to you.
Excuse me?
Childish way. I mean, is this news to you somehow? I think you already know that it's pretty unusual for someone to get personal service from my most useless employee.
Well, one of the time. Well, that's a bit rude. He's your nephew.
It's
The-
totally worthless.
The first time we started doing that, he said he was going to start a service of doing it. I figured that was
Yeah,
something you
he
guys
hasn't started that
doing.
service. You're the only one he does that for.
were... Anyway, where's he at?
Alright, he's out back. Who's this new fellow here? He moves to stand in front of you, Terrel. He stinks of seawater. Like maybe he recently took a bath in it. And then left it in his hair to dry. Slightly overweight. Typical shopkeeper, but with a rough look that says, I live in a shithole in the middle of nowhere, and this is the last job I'll ever hold.
My name is Terrel. I'll hold out my hand to shake his.
He shakes your hand and says, James Hammond. Local general
Pleasure.
store proprietor.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Let me ask, Terrel, how do you feel about, life? Do you feel satisfied with the direction your life is taking you?
Most days.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
While he's shaking your hand, he slaps you on the back with his other hand, and he goes, around here, we're just setting up some meetings lately for people to help raise our spirits.
Well, that's very noble of you.
I wouldn't say so.
You wouldn't say so?
No.
Okay. Well, my character says that to him anyway,
Yeah.
even if I might understand that. Yeah. Where do you guys hold these meetings?
Oh, here and there.
So where is here and where is there?
At my house tonight, if you'd like to come.
I mean, I'd be interested
Several homes around the area.
Does that sound like something you guys might want to check out?
Oh, no.
I give a knowing
These
glance
great
to
and
Lyra.
noble lords, Prince Ashe Heiral, the great wizard Gizmo, and Lady Lyra, of course. They have no place in our meetings. Their spirits are so high all the time.
Ah, I see. Well, I might swing by later.
He
That
just-
means we are
he
not
nods.
allowed to come to your meeting?
I would never. So, yeah, like his eyes widen and frightened. No, you're allowed to come, of course. I would never tell you that you couldn't come, but I was under the impression that, you enjoyed your life and were having a great time. I mean, you and your husband here, Your best friend go on adventures all the time.
I am not married.
Are you? Of course, of course. So you hear several people in the background going, "Oh, so they aren't married." And someone goes, "The prince philandering with this young woman? How dishonorable."
There's no philandering going on here. I don't know where.
Is that what you say? Like you turn, you're like, "There's no philandering." Good,
Well,
good common people.
Yeah, I mean, if they said it, they said it within
Someone,
earshot.
like a elderly woman with curly graying hair and a face that's seen a hard life goes, "Well, it was my understanding that you spend all of your time with this young woman, going on adventures, making lots of money,
I mean,
giving
Gizmo,
her gifts."
Gizmo is in this group as well. Why do you not assume that he is with her? And why me?
The two of you, I always see you together whenever you're in town.
At any rate, I can assure you that.
Gizmo's all, look at me.
At any rate, I can assure you that nothing such as what you're implying
So
is going
Gizmo,
on.
she like goes up and like tries to raise your chin and says, "Somehow he seems more handsome. Did you get younger?"
It's just my charm, my lady.
Well, regardless.
Yeah.
My apologies, Prince Ashe Heiral. You know, I heard that you were disowned. There were some sailors on the ship last night that said some very unkind things about you. And I told them you were just out here eloping with your new wife.
I'd ask that you not spread such rumors.
Well, those rumors are on their way back to the mainland.
It'll be another fire I have to put out when I return.
I'm just gonna go find Bolt.
You head out back. Yep, Bolt is out back practicing fake sword fighting with a slightly curved stick against the scarecrow. The scarecrow has a for sale sign on it, and he's like, "Hiya! Ha!"
Who's winning in the fight?
I mean, the scarecrow is an inanimate object, so
Yeah, but I don't know how if he's clumsy enough to lose in the.
yeah, he's not good.
What did that scarecrow do to you?
He suddenly turns and raises his sword up like this. He goes, "Oh, Lyra, I was just practicing for when I become an adventurer just like Ashe.
That's good.
I'm also gonna have a big shiny sword, fight monsters, make lots of money, live on my own."
So about your uncle,
Yeah, about my uncle.
where has these?
You didn't tell him I
meetings-
said anything, right?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, the
When
meetings, they take place, well, I mean, I don't know about meetings, but I know that he stays up at night, chanting things and covering himself in seawater.
What time does he start that?
Sometime after midnight.
Where does he do that?
I mean, it's his house, so I guess wherever he wants to.
So he does it at his own house?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Then he goes back to swinging his sword, but he every few seconds he turns to make sure that you're watching him swing the sword.
Oh, I leave.
All right, he turns around at some point. You're not there, and you're like, "Oh."
Sorry.
So I approach Lyra when she returns, and I say, we could just. You are a cleric of Wellwind. We could just tell him that you are such a cleric, and that he would do well to get your advice about whatever ceremonies he's performing. You know the task far more than he does.
You're correct. But at the same time, we can't tell him how we found out about it.
I don't see any reason for being deceptive. His son is.
We don't
Expressed-
have to be deceptive. We could just go to that meeting and see what's going on.
Sure, but I mean, we could also just talk to him about it. But yeah, if you want to see the meeting, let's do that.
Would you prefer me to try to talk to him? Because in my experience, that doesn't work out well for me.
I could talk to him and ask him if he wants to commission your expertise in this matter, and he could describe the rituals to you.
You can try.
Okay, so I guess I approach the store owner and say, "Hey, your son has expressed that you have."
Son?
I immediately smack Ashe on the back of the head.
Oh, your nephew. Sorry, your nephew.
Yeah, what
has
about my
expressed
nephew? He turns to face you with his hands on his hips.
Has expressed that you
Ashe,
have suddenly become
Ashe,
interested in.
Ashe.
I'm continuing. Suddenly become interested in praising Wellwind. Is that correct?
Ashe does this a lot. He names names.
Yeah,
was just rubbing our
Wellwind.
temples.
Well, I don't praise Wellwind exactly, but tonight I'll be sitting the boy down and telling him not to talk about family matters with outsiders like yourself, Prince Ashe.
I mean, we're not outsiders.
Humble apologies for my shop boy and my stupid nephew speaking about internal matters to a great prince such as yourself.
We were interested in knowing what you did to worship your...
Right, she's a practiced cleric. I mean, you could find no better person to help you in your services.
Look, all we're looking for is a fair shake at life, judgment and justice, the great equalizing whirlpool.
Yes, and there's no other.
If you're not talking about Wellwind, who do you speak of?
I don't know that we're not talking about Wellwind. Look,
You said you didn't exactly worship Wellwind.
that's I believe that to be true. I and several others in town were graced with visions, which we shared with each other, about peace that lies at the bottom of the bay of Corsairport. That the great whirlpool which forms when the tides go in and out is a reminder that there is a spirit of this place which watches over us and wants to make us better. Equal.
Does that sound like anything I would have read about it through any learnings?
Yes, you can make one of two rolls.
Okay.
One is history and the other is arcana.
They're the same, so 25.
Okay. On a 25, you would know that this is almost certainly the act of some sort of creature of aquatic nature, which is trying to get people to worship it and give it things. So this is a cult,
But not the god that they're...
Yes, this is definitely not a god.
Okay.
This is almost certainly cult activity being initiated by some sort of telepathic, aquatic nature.
I will withhold that information until...
That's a wise move to just not be like, hey, your nephew said...
Yeah. So I'll wait to tell the party till we're not with them.
Yeah. So Ashe, he goes on talking to you for a little while longer. Then he slaps you on the shoulder and says, "Now you, I see you like the honey. Go ahead and take an extra jar of that honey. I gotta head out back and have words with my nephew."
Look, we'll join you tonight. We'll see what we want to see what the ceremony's all about.
Of course. My home will be open to you.
Fantastic. We'll see you then.
I assume we leave at that point.
Yes.
When we get a safe distance away and somewhere away from people, I will tell them about how it is extremely likely that there is some sort of creature or being that most likely lives somewhere in the bay and is controlling this.
Now, for the folks at home, I would not have normally given him so much direct information, but he did roll a 25, which is pretty good. It's a very high number.
Yeah,
So
I could see that happening.
Yeah, it's likely not your god that
I know it's
you're
not my
following.
god.
Yeah. So there's something else going on here, and it's definitely a cult and definitely something dangerous, probably in the bay.
That's a good thing we didn't wait.
Yeah.
It'd be a shame if we told somebody of the cult that another member, ratted the cult out. That'd be a pity.
I mean, as far as this shop owner is concerned, I assume he's not aware of the fact that he's in a cult.
He did mention he knew he was not following Whirlwind.
Yeah, would we be
but-
able to have known if he knew about the god or whether it was something else?
I don't know specifically that he doesn't know that he's following Whirlwind, but he does know that he's he has a specific thing that he's following, and it could be Whirlwind, it could not be Whirlwind. He's bought into it wholeheartedly.
Gotcha. So he's not the leader then.
Well, we don't know. We don't know who the leader is as far as that description goes.
Right.
Well, if they are praying to this creature in the bay, have they really done anything wrong?
I mean,
We don't know yet.
we don't know, but
We
it's
don't know what
not.
they've done.
Yeah.
But Lyra, how do you feel about it? I mean, do you
I do
feel
not
that
like
it's
the
wrong?
idea that a creature is possibly impersonating my god.
All right.
So let's
How
wait
do we
for
deal with
the
this?
ceremony tonight, and we'll check it out.
Okay.
What time are you supposed to go into his house?
I assume it's sundown.
Yeah. I don't believe he said. He just said tonight.
Well, if we're staying in town a little longer, I'm gonna go to the bathhouse.
I was going to say, seems like a good opportunity.
You arrive outside the bathhouse. Everything smells of lavender. It seems as if a lavender shipment recently arrived. The bathhouse lady is offering 5 copper pieces for 1 nice bath. 1 silver if you want that lavender.
Do you have any other cents?
Just lavender.
Okay, I'll pay the silver.
I'll just have a regular bath.
She looks at you like there's no words, but it's the kind of look that says, "Ah, look at this. The prince has fallen so far."
I just don't like the smell of lavender that much.
Okay. You get baths.
All right, and I suppose we wait for the night, right?
Yep. She cleans your clothes as per normal.
Yeah.
I will have liked to take an hour of the waiting time to summon my familiar.
Yeah.
as a
Tell me
ritual.
about your familiar now.
So it is a white owl
Okay.
named Sundance.
All right. What size of owl are we talking?
Just a normal like barn owl.
Listen, you say normal, but owls can range from
That is true.
fit in your palm to large
Right.
enough to rip your skull from your spine.
Yeah, like a barn owl size, and like so.
So
it's,
we're talking like 2 pineapples on top of each other with wings.
roughly, maybe slightly smaller, but yeah, not a giant.
Yeah, I'm
owl
just using
that could lift a
the
deer.
common avian ratio, bird to pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple and a half type size.
Perfect. I mean, it's very evocative. You know how big this bird is when I describe it in pineapples. Yeah. What's Sundance's personality like when they arrive? Well, first, what type of spirit are they, right? Like, you have to summon... Is it you summon a specific...
I believe they're
kind of spirit?
Fae. I believe they're Fae.
Okay,
is what
they're a Fae spirit.
spell says.
Yeah?
It would probably be semi-playful, like kind of the opposite of the book, which is sassy.
All right,
Like
yeah.
a little more, like think like really needy cat.
So
but an
Sundance immediately flutters onto your shoulder and then turns to look behind itself, so it's always watching behind you.
Okay.
Occasionally it vibrates a little bit and then gets its feathers out and lets its wings like shiver for a moment and then stops.
Okay. How was your bath?
Woohoo. Doesn't say anything telepathically, just the hooting.
Okay.
Where did the bird come from?
Oh, this is my familiar Sundance. I summoned him. It's magic.
Check Discord. There's a picture of his familiar.
Does it involve number of pineapples? Yes, it does. It's an owl made out of pineapples. Incredible. Look at that.
Perfect.
Incredible. Thank you, Rob. That's everything I could want and more.
Nice bird.
Well, thank you.
I had a familiar once, all for like 10 seconds. It was a frog.
What happened to your frog?
I had to give it to a dragon.
You never actually summoned the frog.
Oh, that's true.
And the frog's name was Frogmillier.
Frogmillier. Frogmillier the familiar.
Yes.
I like that.
He's out there somewhere.
I already missed that clumping. Didn't even use it yet.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So, how much longer do we think we have until this thing's going down?
Time passes. Night
Time passes.
comes around. Fog settles in everywhere. You head to his house, which is attached, of course, to his general store. And there you find Hamish. He has set out several chairs for all of you to sit in a circle around a tub of like a bathing tub filled with seawater and a bucket. And he's just like, come, everyone, come sit down. Come sit down. Don't worry. I sent my nephew upstairs to sleep without supper for his insolence, so he's not going to bother us like normal.
You shouldn't punish him. You should thank him. I mean, he brought us here to enjoy your ceremony.
I would like to telepathically tell Sundance to kind of fly up to the window and see if the kid's actually there.
So Sundance flies out of the house and he's like, my goodness, an owl. What do you
Yeah.
Are you blind or something? You need a safety owl to guide you?
Sometimes. I mean, it's a dangerous world.
I see.
It's
My apologies.
kind of like a friend, really. I'm alone most of the time.
You're a druid. I understand.
No, but we can go with that.
Sundance reports back that, gazing in on the second floor, that there is a not sleeping but attempting to sleep young man. His pillow is covered in his tears. He appears to be punching the pillow. He's very upset.
Okay. Not so in distress, but like upset, not like restrained.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
Definitely alive, just upset
Right.
that he's being punished.
Got it. Okay. I'll telepathically tell Sundance to come back then.
Sundance flies in a window downstairs. Hamish is just like, well, all right, so let's talk about how much we all enjoy equality and justice.
Go ahead, start.
Yeah.
No, I was opening the floor to guests.
Who else is here?
Just the four of you.
There's no one else.
That's correct. So he says, all right, I'll start. So he gets up and he grabs the bucket. He sets it down beside his chair, and then he goes and tosses a few more logs on the fire to help warm the place up. And he says, well, if the world had any true justice in it, I wouldn't be stuck caring for a useless, traitorous nephew. And my suppliers wouldn't be overcharging me all the time. But we do what we can here in Corsairport. You know, we really try to work together. And I just want to thank the spirit of the Whirlpool for really helping open my eyes to everything that I have. And then he just picks up the bucket of seawater and he literally dunks the bucket on his head. So he's covered in seawater. He's wearing the bucket like a Minecraft helmet, and then he removes it. And he says, all right, who has something they want to say about how great the Whirlpool is? Justice, equality, that sort of thing. I mean, you've all had the dream now, right?
Tell us more about the dream.
Yeah, I don't believe I have. What is this dream?
If you haven't had the dream, then
I have had a dream recently where I've been visited by certainly a holy figure.
Oh.
How would you describe your your
He
dream?
dips the bucket to refill it and then sets it in front of your chair and then goes and sits down and says, please go ahead.
Regarding the sentiments he expressed, I sort of recall the speech that Ashe gave about democracy, like freedom to the Drow and Drow slaves, and sort of re-expresses that. Those
He's
sentiments.
Like, wow, freeing the Drow. Yeah, incredible. You truly a great comrade in this struggle against the world. Please, if you feel comfortable, soak yourself in the great seawater of Corsairport. The waters of the Whirlpool, which sustain us.
I mean, I want to know if I think this is some kind of profane act. Like,
Make a religion check.
Okay.
And it has to be you because you asked, "What do I think?"
And can I also make a knowing glance at Lyra?
You can, but you're asking your knowledge, not her knowledge.
I understand. Yeah. I mean, I'm checking myself, but I'm also looking at Lyra to see what she thinks.
I understand. You want to wreck yourself. This has happened before.
Religion check. Okay. I'm great at these, as usual.
Natural 1. That's a 5. So you rolled a 6. Yeah. Oh, you did actually roll a natural 1. Took you 4 dice, but you did get there eventually.
Wait, what? I only rolled twice.
Yeah, look down at the second roll on the bottom one. It's a natural 1.
Oh, yeah.
You got there eventually. You know what they say, you'll be right eventually. You believe that this is definitely not a profane act against any god. This is a little silly. You know, you just got out of the bath. It's going to mess up your perfect hair. And you're going to smell like seawater. But other than that, no profane acts here.
I take some of the seawater on my hand and then I put it to my forehead.
He just goes, okay, you know, but start small.
Indeed.
Now you understand the power of the cleansing whirlpool, which sustains our life here. All praise be to equality and justice. No, you don't feel any different now.
Okay. So tell me what you know about this whirlpool.
When you have the dream, we can talk further.
I've had a dream. Can you describe your dream?
Can you describe your dream?
I was visited by a god, and he...
No, that's not this.
Okay.
I once dreamed of a whirlpool on a mountain.
So he immediately stands up, dumps the rest of Ashe's seawater at Ashe's feet, then gets a new bucket full of seawater and sets it in front of Lyra. He sits down, and he goes, "Go on."
You have to start first.
He looks shocked that you would not tell your story when you offered it freely.
I'm shocked you have not told your story.
He goes, "My goodness, fine. I was dreaming, and there was some chanting, and it was dark and cold everywhere, and I was being sucked down by a whirlpool, and then some thoughts came to me about my life and how it could be better, and the way the world worked. For you, Terrel, you can hear the book muttering, and the book is like, yeah, how does the world work? I don't really understand it." No one else hears it, though, because he keeps it quiet.
Yeah. I'll just kind of like pat the book to like keep it quiet.
How do you think the world works?
I don't know how the world works, but I'm beginning to unravel its mysteries. The whirlpool gives us what we need to survive.
Have you seen the whirlpool?
Oh yeah, you can go out and see it, you know, with the tides.
So when do you think the next whirlpool is going to manifest?
So he stands up and he goes to above the fireplace where he's got an almanac, and he tells you just before dawn tomorrow morning, the tides will be flowing out, which will cause a whirlpool to form.
In the check I had before, would I have known anything that would have told me about these illusion-y dream things?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
I like how you're like, in that 25 I had.
Yep,
Yeah.
11.
I mean, listen, the 25 gave you a lot to work on
Yeah.
with basically nothing.
Yeah, no.
On an 11, this does not seem like a religious experience in any way. This definitely seems like there's some telepathy being involved.
No, I was more like asking if there was if in the readings, if there were any descriptions of what the dreams or something would have been like.
No.
No? Okay.
So what will you do if the whirlpool is not what you think it is?
I'm not certain what the whirlpool is, but I know what it's not. And that's oppression.
Unless you're being fooled.
He scoffs. He laughs. Ha! Being fooled. The whirlpool is open to all. Of course. The whirlpool is sentient, and it can understand us. And it brings us things and takes from us some other things.
What does it take from you?
Gifts, offerings.
What
It takes
kind
the
of
water
gifts?
out and it brings the water back.
Well, what gifts do you give it?
Occasionally I will drop a coin in lately.
What other gifts have you given it? It sounds like you've given it other things.
He just says, this is very rude of you to ask about offerings to the whirlpool.
Suppose that is a personal thing. I was just merely curious.
Look, I have more to give than many of my neighbors. I'm an honest businessman, but I don't want to brag. I'm very humble.
Oh, I wasn't accusing you of not being humble. I was just curious.
Nothing you've seen about this guy indicates humility at any point.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Why do you think your life is so unfair?
So he says, it's clear to me that you all are very interested in this philosophy, but you're not really, you're interested in it in an academic sense. You're not interested in converting.
No, I am interested in how you think your life is unfair. I'm not.
Well, let me tell you something. I was taken slave by Bartholomew Blackhand and brought back here to the middle of nowhere. We had to withstand the horrors of the trees attacking around us, insects, flaming beasts, a hydra at some point, and then once we drove off Bartholomew Blackhand, the Empire took us over. I got my shop up with hard work. But the people, the quartermaster, the Empire, all the traders, they all want to undercharge me for what I buy and overcharge me for what I'm going to sell.
You should be proud of the work you've done. You've survived.
I am proud of the work that I have done.
Are you aware
But
that
everyone around me has been failing me lately. My nephew, useless, and there was a cult a few years back to the hydras. They wanted to dig a tunnel to let hydras come into the town. Some of the members of the town council were on the cult, and then they just accepted that the cult went away. All right? So I'm not into cults. I'm into believing in justice and equality. And I believe that we should believe in the whirlpool.
Are you aware that Blackhand is dead?
No, but I mean, he ran away almost 20 years ago, so makes sense. I mean,
Wellwind brought her justice upon him.
well, that's nice for Wellwind, but maybe old age got him.
No, I mean, we definitely killed him.
So you killed him.
I was sent by Wellwind to kill him.
But you physically did the deed.
I did.
Are you saying you are an actual hand of Wellwind?
No, I was guided by Wellwind.
Okay, so you're an instrument of Wellwind.
That's fair.
So Wellwind didn't do the deed. You all did the deed, including
Wellwind
that
assisted.
guy, and he points to Ashe, who's
Yeah, he
definitely
helps.
not a follower of Wellwind. Because he's always strutting around talking about Guzankas. And I heard he killed a bunch of people, which is not very Wellwindish.
That's not very well windish.
I respect all the gods, including Wellwind.
Oh, you respect all the gods, even the god of death?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't...
You have to respect them for their
He
power.
gives you a
at the very
dark
least.
look, Ash, like somehow you just said something very insulting.
Okay.
There are lots of gods, as you know. And people follow gods for their own reasons. I followed Wellwind because she is, you know, the justice. And she's great. And I just kind of like hand him a pamphlet on Wellwind.
This is like your Mormon act? Or not Mormon act.
Jehovah's
It's a failed
Witness.
attempt at a Mormon act.
Or Mormons. I get both.
Jehovah's Witness is what I was bringing to mind.
Scientology. He says, wow, look at those whirlwind depictions on this pamphlet. I will read this at a later date. Thank you all for coming and sharing your opinions, and I really hope I've changed your mind.
I just worry about your mind being played with by something that's pretending to be something else.
And as a follower of a god, I assume that that is a very serious concern for you. He's physically trying to gather you all up to get out of his house at this point. Thank you all for coming. So nice to see you again. I don't really recognize you or your owl, but welcome. Welcome to town.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate your time.
Okay, yeah, so I guess we make our way out. I guess we're checking out this whirlpool. What time was
it? Before dawn.
Before dawn, okay. So I guess let's get some shut eye and wake up before dawn and head there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna use an alarm clock? Let me know how you're going to wake up before dawn. Exactly.
How about we sleep in shifts?
Sure.
Does the owl sleep? I mean, it's a spirit. I could just tell it to
That's
wake me up
correct.
before dawn.
Very well. That's wise. Like an owl.
Thank you. So you could do that. Everybody can get rest, and the owl can keep a lookout and wake me up, and I'll wake you guys up.
All right.
Before we go to bed, can I pray to Wellwind for guidance on whatever is going on?
Absolutely. Make a religion check. All right, so there are a lot of spells that would allow Wellwind to talk to you directly. All that you get from Wellwind is a vague sense of danger.
Okay. Do I know any of the spells that would let me talk to Wellwind directly?
Do you have divine intervention?
No, I was just meaning, like, do I know what they would be called?
Yeah, commune is one.
Contact other plane.
I don't think I can learn any of those yet.
What level are you again?
I have divination.
Yeah, commune is 5th level divination ritual.
I don't know 5th level spells yet.
Gotcha.
I know 4th level spells, like divination. So I don't think that'd be super helpful.
Are you casting it?
I don't think she can.
I can.
Oh, you can? Okay.
I can cast Divination.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So you're going to cast it in the morning
Yeah.
once you've added it to your spell list.
Yep.
Okay. Divination. Your magic and an offering. A sacrifice appropriate to your ritual worth 25 gold pieces. Put you in contact with a god or a god service. You may ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. So what 25 gold pieces worth of offering do you sacrifice to
No,
Wellwind?
because Wellwind's just about like storms.
Correct. I mean, sailing and justice, leadership, all fall within her purview. Lightning.
Mm. Can I buy a small boat with 25 gold and sacrifice the boat?
You could buy a carved boat worth 25
Buy a
gold
carved
pieces.
boat.
You're gonna have to do that after dawn because the woodcutters don't wake up.
Okay, never mind then.
You can go
well.
see the whirlpool and then check the divination. How about
Sure,
that?
I'll do that.
All right, you all go and watch the whirlpool. It's literally just a tidal whirlpool. It looks impressive, but the speed is somewhat of a deception. All the ships that are here are tied to the dock and therefore not subject to its flow. I mean, if someone got caught in it, their boat would be sucked to the bottom and then it would just swirl in a circle for 20 minutes until the waters calm down.
Does the funnel go to the seabed, or is it just
It goes to, so there's a crescent shaped bay that kind of protects the area, and the funnel goes to the bottom of that bay essentially.
I'd like to have Sundance kind of fly over it and look down. Does it see anything?
Fantastic, amazing. I'm gonna need you to make a roll. So this is where metagaming comes into it. Sundance needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Correct.
Like a saving throw, not like a check, like to
Correct.
see stuff, right? Okay.
Yep.
So let's see, wisdom. Okay, so that would be. Sorry, just trying to figure out what that is. $15.
Okay. Make a perception check now.
Okay. So it has advantage on these, so I'm gonna roll 2.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Wow.
Ow.
Does see anything.
Incredible.
What
2
are the
ones.
Hey, new guy, welcome to our team.
Yeah.
Sundance reports back that despite his absolute best efforts, 2 low flyovers and like, you know, like a cross shape, like zoom. The whirlpool is too intense to see anything. Sundance basically assumes that, you know, there must be nothing there. You know, I gave a very close flyby, nothing there.
Yeah. Okay.
So for most of you, unless you study whirlpools on a regular basis, this all looks very impressive, but then almost all at once it just ends. Enough water has left via whatever underground channel sucks this out, and the water volume between the ocean and the bay is leveled, and it just turns into a placid.
It looked like just a natural occurrence to me.
Yep. I mean, it's happened here before. You just haven't been awake for it.
I used to live by the ocean. Do I know if this is a totally normal whirlpool?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it has to be unique to the bay's characteristics, right? This doesn't happen just anywhere. But yeah.
Well, this fellow is certainly getting dreams from someplace. and maybe whatever is giving him those dreams is using this whirlpool as a natural phenomenon to demonstrate its power, but it's not actually related to it.
So the Canadians know that I've basically been describing the Bay of Fundy. Thanks, Canadians.
Yeah.
Wellwind has given me the impression that whatever is in this whirlpool is quite dangerous.
Yeah, and we know that it is some sort of creature.
Well, how do we go about this? I mean, do you want to seek Wellwind for guidance, or?
I think I'm going to cast a spell,
Okay.
but I need to buy a boat.
Okay.
I mean, okay. That's quite the spell.
I feel like the next scene being you buying a carved boat is probably, you know, it's like comedic effect. We get somebody a laugh track, right?
Can I have them carve the symbol of Wellwind on it?
Yes, it will take a couple of extra minutes to do that. You'll have to describe the symbol to them since they are...
I show them my shield.
Okay. They do so.
And then I'll take the boat with me to cast Divination.
Okay.
I kind of would like to throw it in the ocean since she's got the whole ocean thing going on, but I kind of think it's a bad idea with the thing in there. Is there like can I go somewhere away from the whirlpool? Like pretty far away?
Sure.
And then I'll, offer her the boat and cast Divination.
Happens instantly. What is your question?
I want to ask what danger lies in the whirlpool.
It has to be concerning a goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days.
Okay.
So that is not a...
What would we see in the bottom of the whirlpool if we looked? Soon?
Within 7 days.
Within 7 days?
If we were to go right now.
So I want to tell you, you would know that the answer would be what you've already seen, because of course you have seen the whirlpool. And
Under the whirlpool.
Under the whirlpool. A cryptic rhyme or an omen. Boy. Talk amongst yourselves while I come up with a way to make up a cryptic rhyme.
Okay.
Right.
What are the three of you guys doing when I'm casting the spell?
I mean, I figured we're joining you.
Gizmo's just watching. Yeah, because he doesn't know any of this religious stuff. So he's just
me
watching.
either. Just fascinated.
I'm gonna ask Terrel if he has any spells for breathing underwater.
I don't.
Okay.
It's unfortunate.
That could have been useful.
Could have been.
I believe Lyra can breathe underwater.
Do you have water breathing?
Or hold her breath.
She cannot. She just doesn't have to
She
breathe
can hold her breath.
forever.
Which is not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
If she lets go of that breath, she instantly starts drowning.
Ashe, you went under the ocean.
I did.
What allowed you to do that? I can't remember.
I believe we were under the protection of those spirits.
Oh, I see.
The Melf might have stuff that we could use.
I mean, you remember Melf had 1 potion of water breathing.
Yeah, I mean, that helped one person.
Too bad he doesn't have any gillyweed.
Yeah. Melf might also know where we can get more of this stuff to be able to breathe, maybe.
Lyra, here is your answer. Older than me, dangerous to thee, if it you must see. Doom, death, silence.
Oh.
write that in chat.
So I'm done with my spell.
Oh yeah? What'd you find out?
It's
Anything?
not great.
Okay.
Wellwyn said, older than me, doomed to the, if you must see, silence, the death, silence, and something else.
So,
Doom, death, silence.
sounds pretty nefarious. Gonna make a leap of logic there.
That's a good leap there. Maybe we
should do
might
something.
not be ready to take that on.
Okay.
Ashe Heiral backing down from a challenge? Not in that armor.
For one, I don't think you can breathe underwater, and you cannot hold your breath as long as I can.
No, I can't. We're gonna have to be able to take if it indeed is at the bottom of the water, we're gonna have to be able to contest with the underwater.
Yeah.
Unless we can tempt it somehow to come up.
It sounds like the new main story quest is to go randomly adventuring until you get the key of underwater breathing.
Yeah.
Unless we
great.
toss something down into the whirlpool that makes it come up.
Like an explosion.
You know, that doesn't sound like a horrible idea, but at the same time, Wellwyn said doom, death, silence, which makes me think it's a bad idea.
I mean, it's not going to be great, whatever it is. So, but yeah, okay. If you think we're incapable of dealing with this
What is
type of
older than
stuff.
a god?
Another
older
god.
than me. I don't know. I mean, we've already met something that seems like it's older than a god.
I mean, Gizmo and Terrel can make Arcana checks.
Let's do it. I haven't done anything yet.
I believe in y'all.
No, Gizmo, no.
I
That's a
have heard
natural
nothing.
one. So,
Me either.
you all have never heard of anything that predates
You-
the gods.
That
Both
is three
rolled
natural.
a 7.
That's terrible.
It's three natural ones from you in a row.
That's not a good start.
Okay. We could ask Melf.
Yeah, we could see if Melf knows any of this stuff. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll go up to I'll go see Melf and see if he knows what this could mean and what it could be.
Okay. You go to Melf's tower.
Mm-hmm.
You go through the same song and dance. The cat acts as a sort of entryway butlering.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the cat lets you in.
Cool.
Melf is still awake. It's clear he hasn't been to sleep in a while. He still smells like he hasn't taken a shower since 2 days ago now. So it's a pretty funky odor. It's a combination of bad alcohol and super bad tobacco and whatever else he's putting in that pipe, plus body sweat and odor.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, hey, what's going on? It's me, Melf the Magnificent. There's 4 of you this time. I feel like that's more than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Prince Ashe Heiral, right? Yeah, I have a letter from your dad for you.
Yeah, I think I got one, but
Yeah,
okay,
I accidentally
another one.
burned it, but don't worry, I got the gist of the message. Your brother's fine. Your other brother is also fine, but in prison forever.
Which one is that?
I don't know. Something about a knife.
Okay.
All right, you are not in trouble, but stop pestering him with random stuff. And you paid your debt for me, so thank you for that. That's some big money.
Excellent.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm reinvesting that into the local community.
Oh, good. Are you? What are you investing in?
I'm expanding my share of the local magical inks business.
You know,
Ma-
Gizmo has recently opened up a shop that could be a good investment opportunity for you.
Oh, really? A magical shop?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We can work in concert. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, we can work in
competition.
concert. No
Yeah.
competition. Yeah,
No.
sure. You
I
get
mean,
the
you
you get the
guys-
feeling right now that competition just happened T-minus 5 seconds ago.
Ash
you
does
could-
it again.
You could patron the bathhouse. They got new lavender in.
Do you just tell him to go take a bath?
Yes.
He just goes, you want me to buy the bathhouse? Why would I buy a bathhouse?
No, patron it. Go visit it.
Get out of my house. Get out of my tower.
You said
people?
You wanted to spread the money around the town.
Get out of my house. What are you coming in slightly after the crack of dawn, telling me how to live my life, trying to steal my business when I'm out here helping you?
I haven't done anything to steal your business.
Get out. Just get out, or I'm gonna make the cat get you out. He just stares at all of you, who I assume are not moving.
Well,
I'm staring at everybody else.
Isn't he just talking to Lyra?
Silence.
No, he's talking to all of you.
No, he said all of us get out.
I mean, Gizmo just came in and was basically like, yeah, I opened a business that does the exact same thing you do.
I don't know if they do the exact same thing.
Hardly the exact same thing, yeah. Plus, so far, mine's
I want to remind you that Melf is both high and drunk right now, so...
Yeah, I'll say to Melf, I'm like, we mean you no disrespect. We're just trying to speak to your magnificence and see if you can help us.
You know what? I'm going to deal with you guys later. When I am in a better state, put up with your bullshit. We're going to talk, Gizmo. We're going to talk about a non-compete, okay?
I would be agreeable to that, because I do think we can work in concert with each other.
Yeah. I bet you do think that. What are you still doing here?
Before we go, do you have any of those
he takes a
potions
huge sigh. He's just like, oh, why did you come here for?
Yes. Do you have, we noticed before you had the potion of water breathing. Do you happen to have any more of those?
I have one potion of water breathing.
Okay, we'll take,
They take
how
a
much is the
long
one?
time to make.
How much for the one potion?
How much for the one potion? Good question. Allow me to consult my rarity guide. He says 75 gold pieces.
I can actually afford that. Okay, I'll buy it.
All right, yeah, he hands you the potion. And he's like, all right, well, now you can get out. Now that you've done your business.
All right.
Thank you, Mel.
I'm actually going to wait for the three of them to leave, and I'm going to apologize to him. I'm like, I personally came here to ask if you knew what this meant, and I'll show him the message written down.
Oh, he's like, oh, man. Who sent you this message? This is some dark stuff.
Yeah, it is. I'm not quite sure what it means. I think it's religious, maybe, or coming from an evil being. Do you know what it could be?
I mean, you think it came from an evil being?
I mean,
like a demon or a devil?
It sounds pretty nefarious. I don't know what it came from. That's why I came to you. You're the smartest guy I know.
You don't know a lot of people, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you what's older than something if I don't know what that something is.
Older than a god.
There's only one thing older than gods, man.
And what's that?
I mean, you don't know?
I don't.
He looks at you, he's like, well, how much are you going to pay for this information? I mean, you're using me as a librarian service. I mean, back in the Empire, I would have had to pay for this kind of service.
I don't have much to offer.
Well, how about like 10 gold? What do you got?
I don't even have 10 gold currently.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. What do you have?
The supplies I got from you earlier.
Wow. All right. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay.
You come back when you got some money.
Will do.
Because I know what's older than a god.
Cool.
Well, I know the answer to your riddle. Oh, I know it. I'm not making things up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you go. You come back when you got cash. I want to see it. All right. Melf shuts the door behind you. And
Cool.
The door disappears.
He claims he knows what's older than a god. I don't have
What's
enough
older
money
than
to
a
pay
god?
him. He
What?
wouldn't tell me because I don't have enough money to pay him for the information.
How much is he charging?
He wouldn't tell me. He's 10 gold.
10 gold?
Yeah.
I just pull out 10 gold and hand it to him.
Well, the door's gone. Does the door show up if I turn around and walk back to it?
Actually, I'll change the 10 gold for like 1 platinum piece.
All
That I
right.
can
The
start
door
getting.
shows back up again, but the door it appears slowly, like hesitantly, as if it doesn't really want to. And Melf opens the door and he's like, "What? What?"
I'll show him the platinum piece.
All right. He takes the platinum piece from me and he bites it to make sure it's real. And he says, "Listen, if you use transfiguration magic to turn like a piece of wood into platinum, I'll actually kill you."
That seems reasonable. I didn't
Okay.
do that.
Where did you get this from?
The platinum piece?
Yeah.
From a friend.
Okay. All right. The only thing older than the gods are abelisks. They're giant psychic fish monsters.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, they're really bad. They like to enslave things. Also, they can make you drown on land.
They can make you drown on land. How do they do that?
They swap your ability to use water and oxygen.
So
Yeah, man,
you have to
they're
jump
pretty dark.
into the water to breathe then.
Yes.
So if you did that, they can then swap it back and make you drown in the water.
Yes. Yeah.
That's terrible. So
Yeah,
what
that's
if you
how
were
they
to-
enslave races on all their planets that they go to.
well, if you take this potion of water breathing, could it negate that effect then?
I mean, I don't know. You're talking. It's not like I've ever been aboleth before.
Well,
I've never had that mucus in my lungs. So
I was just talking theoretically.
it's something you'd have to test. And
Yeah.
since there aren't any aboleth around here, I'd have to say don't test it.
Fair enough. No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Why? Do you know of any aboleth around here? Because that's a world extinction level event.
I don't know of any obelisks. I mean, for sure.
He gives you a really hard look. Says, "All right, I believe you." Are you? Then he turns to you and he looks at you really weirdly. He says, "Are you an aboleth slave?"
No, absolutely not.
He takes a huge puff and then blows it in your face and goes, "All right, I believe you."
I'll try hard not to cough. And I'll say thank you for your time and I'll leave. And then I'll go out and let the party know. He's pretty sure it's an obelisk, which is a scary fish monster thing that can enslave people and make you drown on land.
Have I ever heard of an obelisk before?
Make an Arcana check.
I'd like to do that check as well.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
Lyra, yes. Gizmo, no. Lyra, you have learned from the sacred text that abelisks are the ancient enemy of the gods. They don't believe in a lot of things that the gods believe in. They're sort of amoral kill machines that travel the universe, creating colonies of slaves, mostly out of land-dwelling creatures, so that when they bring them down into the watery depths, any rebellion would result in their instant annihilation, so they're very easy to control. They have no morals. They have no understanding of what one would call regular humanoid life. Probably the biggest thing, though, is that they predate the gods, and they don't believe in death. They believe that death is a result of failure, and since they're functionally immortal, they don't believe in going to an afterlife like everyone else does, right? If you die, it's because you were a failure, and that means you're bad.
So they can't be killed.
So, I mean, they can be killed, it's just that they have no concept of an afterlife, or...
Gotcha. So they don't believe they can die. They just don't exist anymore.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Oh, I sure hope it's not an obelisk. That would be bad.
That
Are
would
you
be
drawing
terrible.
Melf right now?
Yeah.
With a cigarette in his mouth? Hey man, it's me,
Taking a
Melf the
drag.
Magnificent, bro. Just trying to remember my time in college, Wizard College, man.
I'm going through a few different ideas about what it looks like.
Yeah.
The one on the right, though, that's the guy who's possessed by an aboleth.
Yeah, the cult guy.
Wow. Just gonna do it right
Drenched
there.
in
Just say
seawater.
he's a slave to the aboleth now. You guys are
Yep.
100% on the aboleth hunt.
I'm not sure we could take this thing.
Aboleth are enemy of the gods. I don't know if we can either. They like to pull people down into the water so that they have to do what they say or they'll drown them.
Yeah.
We'll need the help of the gods to do so if we do take it on.
Yeah, can your god give us the ability to breathe underwater, either of you?
I do not know.
Maybe. I've never asked that specifically.
I don't think... In general, my god doesn't give things as such.
So water breathing is a 3rd level wizard spell, but it's not available to clerics.
Yeah. I also don't have it learned, so I can't use it.
Also an artificer spell. And our artificer also doesn't know it.
No, I've only got 2nd level spells anyway, so.
I mean, I suppose if I found it, I can write it into my book and use it later.
You have
Dude.
1 potion of water breathing. So what you need to do is you all take 1/4 of the potion and hold it in your mouth.
And then we'd be good for like what, 30 minutes? Less than?
That's not how it works. It's the Tyrannosaurus potion bottle theory, right? all potion sizes are sized for humanoids no matter what, so even tiny fairies have to drink an entire potion larger than their body, and Tyrannosauruses only need to eat a tiny bottle smaller than its fingernail. That's how D&D works. I'm sorry.
Magic of magic.
Yeah, I didn't make it that way. Gary Gygax did.
When Melf's in a better place, I can go see if he has a scroll I can copy. Well, I don't have the money yet to do that. But
Yeah, we're gonna have
I could do
to.
that.
That's a pretty expensive procedure, I imagine.
Yeah, it is.
Did I learn about they can make you drown on land from my roll?
Yes.
I could just tell you.
So aboleths are considered like there's never been an aboleth on this world, but Wellwind has, like, in the ancient sacred text, indicated that such an enemy could arrive at some point, and, like, given not methods on how to defeat it, because it doesn't know how to defeat it. Wellwind has no idea beyond, like, murdering it, but it knows how to alleviate the suffering of those, warnings. Gizmo could craft something that will end up with a water-breathing boon. Maybe.
Wait, through infusion or crafting? Crafting's going to take too long.
Infusion. Well, I mean, it's take too long. It's not like you can get down there now.
Well, yeah, and it might be an option, but it's not an infusion that I know.
Sure.
I think we'll need to find out more about how to defeat an aboleth, because even in the text I read, Welwyn didn't know how to defeat it, other than possibly killing it. How did she say to alleviate the suffering?
Killing the slaves.
Killing slaves.
I mean, if, again, they live so deep underwater normally, right, that if you remove them from the presence of the aboleth, they instantly drown. So their whole lives are serve the aboleth or die immediately.
Wow.
I mean, is there any way you think we can convince the shop owner to abandon this creature, at the very least?
Convincing people, not my strong point.
That's true. You have failed consistently. So is Ashe, though, so.
I convince people to take the path of freedom.
Name one time.
The drow.
Slaves.
Name one other time.
I mean, I never really had to, so,
Wow, you don't really have to? Okay. You're just gonna live off that one moment. You succeed one time.
I'm saying
and
it's never it never came up otherwise.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Sure.
So this might be another time.
Uh-huh.
If that's a route you guys wanna take, I'm all for that, because we definitely can't go for this obelisk.
I mean, I'd be interested in trying to convince him. The only thing I would say is,
Might not be possible.
If the obelisk knows that we are onto him, or it might renew its like strength even further. It might try and convert even more people with a kind of like an abandon, you know?
And if it has people serving it, it might try to get people to come after us.
It might take the people down to the ocean floors, which is I worry about.
Correct. Yeah. So it might do something drastic.
It might be better to just ignore it for now until we can do something to it.
Ignore is kind of a strong word. I'd say keep an eye as we research what to do.
Ashe Heiral running from a fight? Ignoring Miss Justice? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that in keeping with his heroic code that he tells us about?
I wouldn't quite put it that way. No.
Sure, how were you going to put it? Remember, you don't have to convince me. You have to convince Ashe. You're the one who chose to play a paladin of heroism.
This is a challenge that will come up later. It's not present now.
That seems like a challenge that's present now. You can either try to save these people or let this thing spread its malign influence so you can get a better chance to kill it later.
But it's a challenge it's a challenge that is up now in the sense that convincing all those people to do, but we have to know how to convince them. We have to know how to go about it. Making a mistake is not worth just running in.
Incredible. This is the most subterfuge-like plan Ashe has ever presented. Every other plan normally involves running in a direct line and trying to kill people.
Well,
I mean, I'm all for that if we have the ability to do that, but
yeah.
I'm not. I don't think we have that.
Well, you guys did have a pretty convoluted plan in Bako that kind of worked out to trick Bartholomew Blackhand when it like 50% worked.
We got in and we killed him, so it worked for me.
The plan was not held to, but yes, it did. The end was achieved.
You gotta have a leeway in your plans for unforeseen circumstances, like him trying to shut the door.
Right.
So, I would like to offer you 1,000 XP at the end of this session, which is now.
Nice.
What I like is that you now have one or maybe two more main story quests to follow.
Right.
And you have yet to choose which particular one you're following.
I want to check out this monument.
I'm so glad. Yeah, the monument that you were at the beginning of the session and you wanted to end up at the end of the session. This monument will haunt your dreams for a whole week, Connor.
Look, I mean, I'm not the one that introduced the Aboleth into the quest line.
The Aboleth has actually been there the whole time.
Yeah, but either way, like
this is the first time you've heard rumors about it. Yes.
But the plot point, as a plot point,
hey, maybe the Aboleth has a key, huh?
So here's the thing. You were the one that picked that plot point. You're like, all right, we're going to get in there. We're going to pull that thread. We're going to pull it all session long. We're going to keep yanking at it. Even when people are like, I don't know. I really just like seawater. I like how it feels.
I asked Lyra, and she seemed to be like she was committed to this thing. So
yeah, you guys committed very hard.
The roll to see if that was like, not a cult, then I wouldn't be committed.
Right.
But I'm like, this is a cult.
Well, in general, Ashe is gonna if Lyra is convinced of something, he believes in her. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She's convinced that lavender smells good.
Wow.
Well, on religious matters,
Lavender opens the soul to new ideas.
I guess I'll add that XP. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, AP, I've already said I will pull at any thread that you give.
Yeah. Listen, Connor, you don't need to tell me that. I know.
So what's the surprise? Where is the surprise there?
Don't worry. I'm just gonna keep offering you new threads until all you do is walk in circles asking people things.
I mean, it seemed like you were critiquing that in the session more so than like I don't have a problem with having lots of threads. It's like we are opening up our quest log in the game, right? And it's like there's just too many. I hate that.
What's the what's the name of this type of quest again? I mean, type of adventure. I can't remember.
Side quest?
West Marches. So now it's a true West March because we have landmarks that we can choose from, and we can go, hey, let's go there today.
Yes, that's true. You have finally achieved true West Marchesness. Yeah. Except you got XP for not killing anything, which is the opposite of West Marches.
Well, we'll catch up.
The whole session was talking. Not a single fight. No action.
Yeah.
We maybe killed that nephew's dreams.
Yes, you did. You absolutely.
Hey, he's pretty upset pounding that pillow.
Oh. Yeah. He was planning on being an adventurer, and I'm pretty sure Lyra was dismissive.
He wanted to be
of
an
that
adventurer. No, Ash. He
idea.
wanted to be an adventurer just like you. A great knight.
I didn't dismiss it.
Lyra didn't dismiss it.
Okay.
His uncle did.
I thought Lyra was not enthused by the swordplay.
She didn't dismiss it. She just said,
Do your thing. Cool.
Fantastic. Connor, let's have you lead the outros.
Okay. Hey everybody, my name is Connor Hughes. You can check me out at twitch.tv/ConnorHughes where I draw comics. I'll be on this week. Looking forward to doing some more inks on White Ash. That's it for me. Cotton, what's going on with you?
I'm Cotton, I doodle and stuff. You can find me on AP's Thursday night game of Battletech and Ponder the Mad Sunday night game of just all Hunters of Ulverin. That's all I've got. We can go to Shep.
Guys, robSHEPart. Find me on Instagram and any other social media. I'll be on Twitch tomorrow in the afternoon because I will be doing some drawing for some map assets for the quest modules that I'm working on. And that's it for me. John, what do you got?
I don't have an outro because I don't do art like you guys, but definitely follow all of them. They're all very talented. I follow all of you guys. Excellent work. So, yeah.
I'm not an artist, but we'll be back next week, I think. That's it. That's all I've got. Have a good night, friends.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.